Hello, everyone. It is such a privilege to join you, even from a distance, for the ASEAN Week celebration at Kalinga State University. I want to thank the organizers for inviting me to speak, specifically Dr. Abigail Quimosing Oke, who I met many years ago when I was teaching in the Philippines. It is humbling to be part of this important gathering, especially as someone who is not Southeast Asian, but who carries a deep respect for the Philippines and a heart for empowering young people. This year's theme, Together Towards Tomorrow, ASEAN Youth and Regional Integration for Gender Equality, highlights something powerful, that the future of this region will be shaped not only by governments or institutions, but by the vision, creativity, and determination of young people, and particularly young women. Since 1967, ASEAN has been more than just a regional organization. It has been a community builder. It has helped bring peace to a region once marked by conflict. It has created opportunities for trade, education, and collaboration across borders. And most importantly, it has given young people in Southeast Asia the chance to imagine their future, not just as citizens of one nation, but as members of a greater community. In 2007 and 2008, I spent time in the Philippines working with young people and with church leaders who were mentoring youth. Much of that work was in Tabuk, where I was teaching leadership lessons. What struck me then, and still inspires me now, is the energy, curiosity, and openness of Filipino youth. They were certainly open to this America, and we laughed, sang, and even danced together. And sometimes older generations see this energy and underestimate young people. They see youth as inexperienced or impulsive. Some ask me about how I see the future and whether I'm concerned. I answer, based on my interactions working with young people, that I am optimistic. Young people carry an energy that refuses to see the world as it is, but instead as it could be. And here I want to emphasize something especially important to me: empowering young women as leaders. I've always felt that women display creativity, resilience, and courage that too often goes unnoticed in societies that expect them to be silent. This is sadly often true of American society as well. As an educator, I believe that it is my job to encourage their strength and leadership. I've always believed this, but that feeling became even deeper and more profound when I became the father of 2 daughters. As you may know, I've been a minister and an educator, but I'm also an adult volunteer in scouting, the scouting movement, where my daughters are very involved. As you may know, scouting is ultimately a youth-led organization. Young people are in charge. Adults are there really for safety purposes. In Scouts, we advocate this philosophy about young people. Teach them, trust them, let them lead. The results of trusting and empowering young people have been amazing. I've been able to watch my own 2 teenage daughters grow into powerful leaders. And we as educators should take on this philosophy to empower our youth. Teach them, trust them, let them lead. Their gifts, their voices, and their leadership are essential, not optional, for the future of ASEAN and for the world. Now, speaking of women, I was especially excited to hear that Dr. Quimosing Oke was a leader in this university and an organizer of this event, because I remember her as my student, my younger sister, Abby. I am proud of the adult she has become, and I would be proud to see my own daughters become very much like her. She was a youth when I met her. I don't remember exactly how old she was, maybe a teenager. Yeah, I was younger too then. But my daughters now are about the same age as she was at that time. So I saw this open vision of possibility reflected in Abby and her peers then, and in my daughters and their generation now. That vision among both American and Filipino youth continues to give me great hope for the future. And this vision is exactly what ASEAN and regional integration requires. Integration means working across borders, languages, and cultures. It means embracing diversity while also building common purpose. These are not easy things. They demand the courage to listen, the humility to learn, and the creativity to solve problems in new ways. And these are precisely the strengths of so many young people. People who are willing to learn from one another, to serve one another, and to imagine a better future together. The Filipino national hero, José Rizal, understood this truth well. In his farewell poem, Mi Ultimo Adios, The Last Farewell, he wrote about giving one's life in service to a greater cause. Now, I apologize that I'm not going to do this in Tagalog. I'm going to do it in English. Tagalog is not my first language. So this is what the translation says. He wrote, "I die just when I see the dawn break, through the gloom of night to herald the day, and if color is lacking, my blood thou shalt take, poured out at need for thy dear sake." Rizal's words remind us that the measure of a life and of an education is not in what we keep for ourselves, but in what we give to others. And this is where my heart, as an educator, connects deeply to ASEAN's vision. One of my central beliefs about education is this: my goal is not simply to pass on information. My goal is to help students discover their gifts, their talents, their passions, the things that make them unique, and then guide them to use those gifts to serve others. This belief is at the very heart of my institution, the University of St. Mary, where I teach. Our mission is to educate students of diverse backgrounds to realize their God-given potential and prepare them for valued-centered lives and careers that contribute to the well-being of our global society. If I measure my value as a teacher in any way, it is in the fruits of what my students are able to do for others. The real test of education is not the grade on the exam, but the impact of your life, the way you help your communities, your countries, and this world become a better place. And when I think about ASEAN youth, I see a generation full of gifts. Some of you are gifted in science and technology, others in the arts and culture, others in leadership. Regional integration is not about making everyone the same. It is, as we say at St. Mary, about helping you, diverse individuals, discover your God-given potential, your gifts, and preparing you to serve our global society. Let me emphasize this. This applies equally to young women and young men. True progress comes when every voice is welcome, when every gift is recognized, and when every young person has the chance to lead. So please indulge me for a second. I'm going to share one more quotation. This is from the Message English translation of the Bible, 1 Timothy 4:12. "Don't let anyone put you down because you're young. Teach believers with your life, by word, by demeanor, by love, by faith, by integrity." We have a lot to learn from young people. So I challenge you, discover your gifts. Use them boldly. Use them in service. Use your voices to stand for justice, equality, and opportunity. And use your leadership skills to show the world not only what Southeast Asia is today, but what it can become tomorrow. If you do, then the future of ASEAN will not only be secure, it will be extraordinary. Because the true measure of a community is not only in its agreements or institutions, but in the way its young people rise to meet the challenges of their time. Thank you once again for the privilege of being part of your celebration. I may speak as an outsider, but I hope you hear the voice of a friend, someone who believes in you and in the incredible potential of ASEAN youth.